In the quiet town of Forest Lake, Minnesota, an ordinary evening at Lakeside Veterans Memorial Park turned into a night of horror, one that would leave a family grieving, a community reeling, and a young man facing decades behind bars. What started as a long brewing conflict between two groups of young people erupted into a violent encounter, culminating in a devastating loss that no one could have foreseen. Bailey Vath from Rochester, Minnesota, was caught in the middle of an escalating dispute, one that had been building for nearly 2 years. Tensions finally boiled over when 20-year-old Dylan Simmons, who had been playing hacky sack with friends, sent a text message to Bailey Vath, challenging him to a fight. When Devon and his friend arrived at the park, both sides came prepared for a confrontation. Witnesses later described the scene as chaotic, several individuals armed with baseball bats, hammers, and even a crowbar. As tempers flared, the situation spiraled into violence. Punches were thrown, weapons were brandished, and the tension reached a dangerous peak. But no one could have predicted what would happen next. As the fight wound down, Simmons and a friend made their way back to his white Mazda sedan, seemingly preparing to leave. But instead of driving away, Simmons suddenly accelerated toward the crowd. He narrowly missed striking several people, clipping one person's leg and nearly running over another's foot. Then, in a split second that would change everything, Simmons hit the gas again. This time, his car plowed into 17-year-old Darisha, knocking her to the ground. The vehicle rolled over her body, its front and rear tires crushing her, before Simmons sped away from the scene. Panic spread as bystanders rushed to help the critically injured girl. Within moments, emergency responders arrived, working desperately to save her. But it was too late. Darisha had suffered severe fractures and a traumatic head injury. She was pronounced dead at the scene. A later autopsy confirmed what her family already knew in their hearts. Her death was a homicide. Simmons and his passenger fled the scene, but their escape was short-lived. A call from someone still at the park, who was speaking with police, convinced Simmons to turn around. He eventually drove back and surrendered, admitting that he knew he had hit someone. Security footage from the park would prove crucial in the investigation, providing prosecutors with undeniable evidence. Initially facing lesser charges, Simmons soon saw his case take a drastic turn as prosecutors upgraded the charges to second-degree murder and multiple counts of assault with a deadly weapon.
A family in Forest Lake is grieving the loss of a 17-year-old girl.
Police say that someone intentionally hit and killed her during a fight at a park this weekend. 20-year-old Dylan Simmons appeared in court for the first time today after Washington County prosecutors charged him with third-degree murder and vehicular homicide.
In December 2024, Simmons' trial began, but the pain and anger surrounding the case spilled beyond the courtroom doors. Families on both sides clashed, emotions running high. Heated arguments broke out, leading to a physical altercation in the courthouse hallway. Tensions remained so volatile that even a local pizza shop saw fights erupt between supporters of both families.
Just want him to pay for his crime. He's admitting that he hit her, but he's not admitting that he did it on purpose.
Simmons' mother is speaking out for the first time, saying her son is a good kid and did not mean to hit her.
Well, first and foremost, I want to start out by saying that our hearts and prayers go out to Darisha's family, the Bailey Vath family. They've suffered a tremendous loss. I'm not saying I don't think he should do any time. I think what I'm saying is he's not a murderer. What they're trying to throw at him is crazy to me.
For Darisha's loved ones, there was only one acceptable outcome. They wanted Simmons to spend the rest of his life in prison.
The car was surrounded by multiple kids beating on the car with a bat. He freaked out. He was scared. He put it in drive. There was people in front of the car and some jumped out of the way, and unfortunately she didn't. And like I said, it's so sad. I think he should do what's just and fair, which is not 32 years, not his life.
After a 5-day trial, the jury delivered its decision. Simmons was found guilty of second-degree murder without intent, criminal vehicular homicide, and 3 counts of second-degree assault. However, he was acquitted of second-degree murder with intent. With his sentencing still ahead, Simmons faces a possible 40-year prison sentence. For Darisha's grieving family, the verdict brought some closure, but no ruling could ever bring their daughter back. What happened that night at Lakeside Veterans Memorial Park will forever haunt the families involved and the entire community. A senseless act of violence stole a young girl's future, leaving a family shattered and a town searching for answers. The legal battle may be over, but for Darisha's loved ones, the pain will never fade. All they have left now are memories and a longing for the future she never got to live.